Hello everyone, it's Brett here, Lionheart84, and excuse me, looking a bit scruffy today. I'm wearing dirty clothes. I've been working, doing particularly messy jobs at work today, but I've come home and I'm very excited to have had a plant delivery today, and it's a little bit special, to be honest, for over here in the UK, as this particular tree is near impossible to get nowadays in the UK because of the Brexit cutting off most of the import. Well, you can import from Europe now, but it's much harder, and it's really best done by specialist nurseries that bring in large container loads of plants. But I've managed to get hold of a citrus that I particularly wanted. It's actually something that's probably American viewers might be familiar with, and perhaps a few citrus enthusiasts over here. It's far and away the most expensive plant that I've ever bought. In fact, I'm not even going to say how much it was because it's embarrassing, and probably the most expensive plant I'll ever buy ever again. I don't think I'd want to pay, I can't afford to pay this much for plants, but as I haven't bought anything for a few months, I thought I'd treat myself to a late birthday present, as we're in June, but my birthday was in May. It's the only excuse I can think of for buying this, really, and splashing out on it. And of course it is a worry, because when you buy something that's really expensive, especially a citrus, and knowing just how hard they are to keep alive, it's probably a very stupid thing to do, but I'll have to obviously make every effort to keep this plant alive, if at all possible. So, see, the box is quite tall. It's probably it's over about a metre, the box. So I presume the plant's going to be just over a metre in height, including the pot. So probably around 3.5 to 4 feet. So I've already taken some of the tape off, so let's have a look and see what I've got that I was really excited to get because of its rarity. Yeah, it looks, first look, it looks very promising in terms of the health of the plant compared to citrus I get from suppliers such as Garden. This plant's come from a specialist citrus grower in this country, which you'll have come across if you're in the UK, and that's a citrus centre. And they're not noted for having cheap plants. I mean, they have some fabulous specimen plants. If you had a large, so just wait for the plane to go overhead. If you had a huge conservatory or greenhouse, and you could give these plants the perfect growing conditions, you'd probably be very tempted, if you could afford to buy larger plants like this, because there's more chance of keeping them healthy. Now, what I don't know is the best way. I think the best way to get this out of the box might be to cut the box down the side, because I don't want to risk breaking any branches off, as it appears to have got here in reasonably intact condition. So let me see if I can pull the side of the box apart. Bear with me a minute. I'm going to run the scalpel down the side. I think it's the best answer. Don't need the box again, so I think it's the best way to get the plant out. It keeps the great broken scalpel blades, keeps the anticipation growing. Oh, the plant's absolutely beautiful. Very well established looking in a nice big pot. Okay, let me turn the box around, dip the camera down a bit so you can see what we've got, or what it looks like. I think you can see anyway. It's a lovely, healthy looking plant, not one bad leaf on it. It's got signs of new growth on it. No flowers, of course. Let's see if I can lift it out for you to have a proper look at. Even despite all their care, incredibly, still got one shoot broken off. I'm definitely going to try and root this, because what we have here is a Miwa Kumquat. Miwa. It's either pronounced Miwa or Miwa. And the particular, now this is not the usual oval shaped kumquat. This is a round kumquat with a much sweeter skin. This is, I believe, meant to be the sweetest of the kumquats. For people like me who find normal kumquats just too sour or acidic to be interested in eating them, except, you know, as raw fruits, this one is meant to be the go-to kumquat. Now, I have had some tips from the citrus centre. They have pointed out that, sorry, planes galore tonight. They have pointed out that although kumquats are one of the hardier citrus, they are, if you're going to have ones outside over winter, they're more cold tolerant than the sort of standard lemons, oranges or grapefruit. They're a lot tougher kumquats. However, kumquats need a lot more heat to reflower and refruit than other citrus. So if you've ever bought those kumquats from retail shops, florists, supermarkets, when they've got their lovely little ripe orange kumquats on them, and then wondered why 2 or 3 years later you've kept them alive and they've never flowered again, it's because they need much more heat to stimulate flowering. These really, despite their hardiness, they really need to be kept in a greenhouse or conservatory pretty much all summer as well as over winter, and they prefer, although they're hardy, they prefer to be warmer in winter. So really, if you could keep them a minimum of 5 degrees centigrade or 40 degrees Fahrenheit, there's more chance of them producing flowers in the following season. But ideally, they need temperatures consistently in the high 70s and 80s to stimulate flowering and fruit set. So they need to be in the sort of high 20s to low 30s to have the best chance of refruiting. So that is the key to most kumquats compared to other citrus that will happily flower and set fruit 10 degrees cooler. So this is it. It's my Miwa or Miwa. This is Fortunella crassifolia. So a very, very sweet kumquat. I've never tasted one, never seen the plants available over here before. I couldn't resist getting one. I'm not going to worry at the moment about putting this into the summer house, because I'm not going to try and force it into growth. What I would like to do is try and just get it to settle down outside and hopefully keep it healthy. So that's my first plant unboxing for quite a long time. It might be, I'm not expecting any others unless I see something small and cheap that I fancy buying, but here it is. We can show you the height of the stem. I presume they grow them as grafted plants. I would assume this is a graft here. I think they propagate their own plants, but it's a nice, it's about a 2 foot, 18 inch to 2 foot long stem, so a good 60 centimetres and a lovely shape of plant. And I've now got some cuttings I'm going to try and root, because it's such a rare citrus over here, and there's always a chance that I could kill this if I get unlucky or careless with it. So I'll definitely try and root the cuttings and see if by any chance I can get a spare Miwa or Miwa growing on its own roots. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that video. especially if you're a citrus person. I'll do my best to keep this alive, so I'd appreciate a thumbs up for good luck. You're welcome to share the video if you think anybody might be interested in this particular variety of citrus. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. It's free, it costs you nothing to subscribe. And if you're interested to see if I can keep this alive and how this and my other citrus do, then please remember to click on the bell so you get updates on new videos as they come out. So thank you very much for watching, I really appreciate it. I'll catch up with you all in the next video. Brett out for now.